kind of pissed off at is how the is this even constitutional that a prison, which is part of the system, right, can leak private phone calls? I don't, that it blows me. How did that happen? Now, they're saying, well, who leaked them? Somebody had to get money for them. Nah, because there's no watermark on them. If TMZ bought them, you can best believe TMZ's watermark will be all over that. There's no watermark. I guarantee the government's leaking them because they know what they're doing. They know, let me tell you something, from the feds to City Hall to the mayor to the governor, they all got a communications department where they have hired staff that all they do is look at social media for various reasons. That's it. And us as a community and culture, we just give them everything they want.
Monday night in Buckhead, Channel 2 captured exclusive footage of rapper Young Thug, born Jeffrey Williams, being arrested. The video aired on WSB, showing the tense scene as authorities took him into custody. The arrest coincided with the release of Thug's new song, but legal troubles quickly followed. Georgia authorities filed a motion to revoke his probation and return him to jail, sparking viral debate online. Rapper and commentator Benzino criticized the government for allegedly leaking Thug's private jail calls without watermarks, calling it unconstitutional and suggesting it was a deliberate move to sway public opinion. He argued the leaks came directly from the system, not media outlets, noting, if TMZ bought them, you'd see their watermark. There isn't one. The government knows exactly what they're doing. Benzino highlighted how federal and local authorities actively monitor social media and how the public often unknowingly feeds them information. This caught the attention of DJ Academics, who shared his perspective on the YSL situation. He noted that while Young Thug, Ghana, and other YSL members rose from the streets to become millionaires, they continue to promote an image of the realest street lifestyle. Academics observed that this obsession with maintaining a street persona, even after achieving success, has created tension. Many members now grapple with family responsibilities and personal safety. A dynamic he described as a rare moment where gangsters might actually need therapy. Young Thug, in an effort to prove he remains authentic and street, has reportedly risked violating his probation. The situation intensified after he publicly called out a police officer connected to Ghana's plea deal, prompting further scrutiny. Among the key figures involved in the fallout is Marissa Viviero, whose connection to the ongoing legal narrative has drawn attention. The unfolding events reveal the collision of fame, street credibility, and the law, all while Young Thug navigates a complex legal and personal storm. Young Thug did not hold back in calling out officials. On social media, he labeled one as the biggest liar in the DA's office and reposted, "All my homies hate Viviero." That's not just drama, it's coming from a government officer. With Thug under probation, these posts immediately raised red flags. Authorities viewed them as potential threats, questioning whether he was signaling harm toward Viviero, who is testifying in the OMF case. She has been providing details about tensions involving OMF, 4PF, and artists like Lil Baby, hinting at pending indictments. Meanwhile, the feds are scrutinizing Thug's new music, even opening a fresh evidence file labeled The End of Jeffrey. In one music video, he is picked up in an Escalade, wearing the same outfit he had on in court when the judge released him, with Brian Steele standing nearby in suit and tie. Thug's lyrics also reflect on his legal situation, pleading for a chance to return home to his family, vowing to improve as a person, a stark contrast to the aggressive social posts. His total sentence reportedly totals 40 years, with the first 5 to be served in prison, but commuted to time already served, followed by 15 years on probation. Amid this legal storm, Thug's verse about Drake stands out. He raps, "Drizzy, you my brother. I'm not against you. I got manners. Everything you did for the rap community came to visit me at Cobb County like my family do." The verse references Drake not only visiting him in jail, but reportedly giving him $1 million in cash, showing the complicated mix of loyalty, influence, and street credibility that continues to shape Young Thug's current legal and personal battles. Just a couple of hours after Young Thug's release, Drake reportedly flew out to meet him and handed over $1 million, completely unannounced. Sources say it was a strategic play. Drake was sending a clear message to Atlanta that he was aligned with Thug, squashing tensions and asserting influence. The move did not go unnoticed. Yachty reacted on Instagram, acknowledging Drake's presence in Atlanta and hinting at the power dynamics at play, emphasizing that when he speaks, people need to listen. Meanwhile, 6ix9ine also chimed in, criticizing the industry and calling out the support for Thug, claiming, "Rap is doomed if y'all let this snitch be validated again." Amid the chaos, Thug's own personal life added fuel to the fire. In his latest tracks, he addressed Mariah directly, apologizing for infidelity and expressing fear over losing her to public scrutiny, rapping, "I love you. I know you see this rain. I know you feel my pain." Fans heard him reference the leaked jail call, where he discussed side relationships and being monitored, showing how invasive the situation had become. A snippet of the conversation revealed his vulnerability. He confessed excitement and nervousness during a call with his partner, heart racing, unsure what to expect, revealing a rare, personal side of the rapper.
2 hours afterwards, Drake flew to Thug and allegedly gave him $1 million. Drake didn't tell me. Drake gonna hit me up and be like, which, by the way, super strategic move. Super strategic. Thug was in jail talking about let's squash all this beef. If I'm Drake, I need Atlanta. Okay, so I got one Atlanta. That's what supposedly Drake flew to wherever Thug was at. Gave $1 million. Y'all can't turn Atlanta against no big Drizzy. Get the fuck out of here.
Finally, Young Thug took to Twitter to confirm the breakup, tweeting, "Chapter ended," but immediately followed it with a heartfelt apology. He admitted wrongdoing, expressed deep regret, and acknowledged everything his partner had done for him, urging the public to respect her privacy. "I was wrong, and I'm sorry for what I put you through. You deserved better from me. Thank you for everything, and I will do anything to make this work. Leave her out of this, please." Through the mix of power plays, social media reactions, and personal admissions, Thug's world remains a tangled web of street credibility, fame, and intimate struggles, all unfolding in real time. In his latest verse, Young Thug addressed Lil Baby directly, pleading for loyalty and understanding. "Wham, pick up the phone and talk to me. I taught you everything you know. We ride for life. Rats are already winning. Do not let this divide us. You are real, but you keep some truths hidden. I helped a few people with $75,000 for lawyers and never spoke of it. I wish the world knew everything." Thug's words painted a portrait of a man frustrated with betrayal yet still trying to maintain bonds. Unexpectedly, Lil Baby responded in a surprising way. A label connected to him announced his retirement from music, seemingly triggered by Thug's leaked jail call and the interrogation room drama. In that call, Thug accused Baby of aligning with a so-called rat, trying to cast him in a negative light. Thug repeatedly emphasized a rat. "You preach about it, but you cannot be around that. Facts, bro." The intensity of the call and its leak stirred tension, leaving fans speculating about fractured alliances in the YSL circle. The situation escalated at a music event where Thug and Lil Baby had an awkward face-to-face encounter. It intensified further when Thug released his track Closing Arguments, openly calling out others involved in the RICO case. "Ganana a rat, Yak a rat," he rapped, pointing fingers without apology. This move did not sit well with Wack 100, who hinted at dropping another 2 hours of content exposing Thug's grievances with Drake and others, showing the conflict was far from over. Throughout the song, Thug doubled down, "No one compares to me. There are real rats around here. I did what I did, tried my best to help my brother, and I have no regrets." YSL Mondo later weighed in, asserting that the RICO trial itself began because Thug's cooperation with authorities identified YSL as a street team. Clips linked to Closing Arguments even surfaced, featuring Thug's jail calls confirming that Ganana's actions were the spark that ignited the legal case. The saga highlighted the intersection of loyalty, betrayal, and the legal consequences of street allegiances, leaving fans analyzing every verse, every call, and every move with intense scrutiny. During a recent interview dissecting the YSL RICO case, it was revealed that Young Thug had provided jurors with statements labeling YSL as a gang. He claimed knowledge of individuals in the case who had allegedly committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. Critics immediately called this into question, arguing that many implicated parties, including Duke and others, had never committed any crimes. The assertion effectively turned a handful of charges into a full-blown RICO prosecution, expanding the scope of the case far beyond what some felt was justified. The situation ignited reactions across the rap world. 6ix9ine, emerging from relative silence, called out industry peers like Lil Baby, 21 Savage, and Future for their lack of response, questioning why they were staying quiet while this narrative unfolded. He pointed out how easily people can be manipulated in the legal system, highlighting rights that defendants may unknowingly waive, like speaking without an attorney present. His frustration captured the sense that many were watching but few were speaking, even as the story escalated. Meanwhile, insiders from YSL, including Mondo, weighed in. He criticized the perpetuation of the rat narrative, emphasizing that some individuals who had served time under RICO were being unfairly labeled. Mondo suggested that despite having avoided lengthy sentences, these figures were still being publicly framed as informants, and the online narrative was fueling misconceptions. He highlighted the nuances of court testimony, explaining how even naming a fellow defendant under questioning could be misconstrued as snitching online. The debate illustrated the complex intersection of street loyalty, public perception, and legal strategy. What started as testimony in a federal case had snowballed into a social media spectacle, with fans and artists dissecting every word, every implication, and every alleged betrayal. The controversy showed how the RICO trial's ripple effects extend far beyond the courtroom, shaping reputations, careers, and the cultural conversation around accountability, loyalty, and the consequences of public exposure. The way some people get manipulated is disturbing, he said, pointing out how easily younger artists look for guidance or validation. Y'all just sitting back, hoping something good falls into your lap, waiting for someone to put you on, he criticized. Then he turned his attention to Roscoe, calling him out for supposedly being careless online after serving 10 years behind the RICO case. You did a decade, bro, and now you come online and everyone hears your name thrown around. That's reckless, he said. In response, Pee Wee Roscoe stepped up to defend himself and Young Thug, addressing claims that Thug had snitched on him during interrogations. He insisted he had acted appropriately, saying, "I did my time. I answered questions the way any law-abiding citizen would. I kept it real, kept it solid, didn't play games." He emphasized that his actions were standard procedure in the legal system, not betrayal. Roscoe also highlighted the double standard of public perception and selective media narratives. When Jeff and I were locked up, our stories went viral, he said. People praised the loyalty, but selectively forgot the full context of the interrogation. Everyone gave statements. Everyone followed protocol. But the internet spins it to make it look like betrayal. He made it clear that despite what fans might think, he had stayed true to the streets and to those around him, even under extreme scrutiny. The statement underscored the tension between real-life street loyalty, legal obligations, and how public opinion can distort reality. While some accused him of disloyalty, Roscoe's perspective framed it as a matter of integrity and surviving the system without compromising himself or others. Shortly after, Young Thug responded online, claiming, "They didn't play my interrogation video in court because I was helping my brother." Some fans speculated that Pee Wee's video defending Thug seemed staged, fueling rumors that Thug might have paid Pee Wee to post it. But YSL Woody refused to let the narrative slide, calling out Roscoe for a secret he had been keeping. "Pee Wee, don't forget that story. You said it yourself," Woody reminded him, recounting a moment at Sky House where Thug had confronted Roscoe about something and Roscoe responded in a way that revealed his own involvement.
Young Thug did to have and this is how you know this 4 p.m. is real. Young Thug posted the woman. This is Marissa Vivierdo. He said, biggest liar in the DA office. He posted her, okay? And then he also reposted, all my homies hate Vivierdo. Now, this is someone who is a officer of the law. This is someone who is a government official. When you do that and you're under probation, the government is going to be like, oh, are you sending a smoke signal that people should hurt this woman? That's why they're doing a motion to revoke his shit. Why did he do this? Because she's testifying in the OMF case, and she's basically saying, yo, OMF and 4PF, little baby and them, they're beefing and is dying.
Meanwhile,
and
the tension
indictments
escalated when Thug's attention shifted to Dirk. Fans wondered if, during interrogation, Thug had disclosed information implicating Dirk's team in criminal activity. Thug admitted complications with Dirk's collaborator, Pluto, who had delayed clearing a song, creating friction. Too much music, man. Watch out, Thug warned, pointing to how professional and personal lines blurred. Even after the song was eventually cleared, delays fueled online gossip, prompting critics to accuse Thug of betrayal. F-Twins stepped in to defend Thug, mocking the rumors with sharp humor, that boy on them phones gossiping like a straight girl. I'll never trust a guy that puts on makeup and a dress. Thug quickly fired back, clarifying that he was supporting Dirk financially, sending his lawyer Brian Steele to assist with the case using his own funds. Amid the chaos, young Thug's sister publicly defended him, insisting the online accusations of snitching were unfounded. People are talking just because he can't come back to Atlanta. We've been putting in work, that's why everyone clicked up. Don't act like my brother is dead, y'all know the truth, she said, stressing that his absence had nothing to do with disloyalty. Fans soon realized the real source of the leaks, Gunner. DJ Academics noted that Gunner had likely been holding onto jail phone recordings for months, timing the release strategically to expose Thug's moves against others. According to insiders, Gunner's team may have coordinated the leaks, bypassing formal channels like the Freedom of Information Act, ensuring the clips hit the internet at the perfect moment to create maximum impact. The layers of strategy, loyalty, and timing turned this situation into a high-stakes game of influence and narrative control. Some of these materials might technically be accessible through a FOIA request, but in reality, they appear to have come from someone directly involved in the case, likely a defendant or someone with legal standing, possibly for appeals purposes. Courts are often required to release such documents to defendants. That said, fans have been asking, where are Gunner's calls? And it seems both sides might have been surveilling each other. Thug even admitted having his lawyers review Gunner's calls, which included Gunner speaking to a woman, promising, I love you. I'm coming home soon. There was even speculation that Gunner's early release was part of a broader street strategy, which prompted young Thug to vent explosively on Instagram Live, calling out fake personas, flashy houses, and clout chasing in the streets. The situation became even more tangled as Gunner's team released audios that painted young Thug in a negative light, while Thug's team leaked clips to bolster his image. One notable audio featured 21 Savage discussing how some rappers immediately started dissing Gunner upon his release, a move Thug subtly criticized. I ain't saying much on the internet. You're supposed to handle things quietly, not chase clout. The conversations highlighted a street code clash, loyalty, timing, and public perception all colliding in real time. Amid this chaos, commentator Charleston White stepped in, predicting that under the current conditions, Thug might eventually break if kept locked up longer. He warned, if they keep young Thug 6 more months under these conditions, he'll start talking to get out too. Charleston's rhetoric was intense, even declaring his mission to destroy Thug's reputation and influence, advising key figures in the industry, Woody, Roe, Lil Baby, Gunner, to step back. This torrent of leaks, calls, and commentary drew reactions from major figures like RO69, WAC 100, and DJ Academics, who weighed in on the supposed manipulations and betrayals within Thug's circle. The sentiment was clear. The streets and the courts were both watching, and anyone perceived as hiding behind masks or throwing shade while avoiding accountability would eventually face consequences. 6ix9ine echoed these views, suggesting that Thug's actions over the years had already sowed doubt about his loyalty, while Wack 100 affirmed that Thug may have been snitching longer than the public realized. In the midst of all this, music, social media, and street politics collided, creating a high-stakes environment where every move was scrutinized and reputations hung in the balance.
Boy, Dirt. You fuck the boy Dirt?
Yeah.
You need to make. You need to make that. You know, I don't know. I did a lot of players for the boy too, though. When the boy career went where it supposed to be, man, Pluto. I was really like locked in with him, like get really with him. But I don't know. He acting a little different. I don't like that, man.
What you mean?
Like
what he?
I done sent him a few songs. He just like I know for sure going right up. He just goddamn taking his time, you know, they go to
man,
4-5 days,
yeah.
10 days later, just like that little type, like, man, you got going on, man.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, I already know what you mean.
like, man, it's too much for you, man. Watch out.
Yeah.
He did that on that album, so, yeah, I want them on that album. Yeah. He sent a song for my last album. Yeah, he sent a song for it. Then goddamn, when it's time to clear the song, he don't clear the song. So the song didn't make the album.
He ain't clear.
Man, didn't clear it. Didn't clear the song.
What you mean ain't clear the song?
Yeah, he did. He worked that one. Then you get on the internet, keep talking about thug, this and that, man.
He noted that fans will listen to artists like King Von or others, enjoying the art without worrying about their legal or moral standing. Even if someone has a criminal record or is embroiled in street conflicts, the public often separates the music from the person. Academics found it entertaining to watch the chaos unfold behind the scenes, artists scrambling, crisis management teams trying to figure out who is a snitch, who is loyal. It becomes a spectacle. Meanwhile, the civilian audience is largely indifferent, observing from the outside. He summed it up. People can argue, debate, and crash out over street codes all they want, but for the everyday listener, it does not diminish the enjoyment of the music. It is a reminder that perception and hype in the streets do not always translate to wider public concern.